Hello everyone. This month's theme for my videos is going to be love because it is February. So this first week, I'm just going to kind of talk about some possible homeschool ideas that you could incorporate throughout your week, throughout your month. I thought that it would be interesting to look into the history of Valentine's Day and potentially kind of go down that trail with your kids why we celebrate. Like, what is the point? Where is the story from? So there's lots of different Saint Valentine legends. You could maybe make a graphic for younger kids. There were three different men that people believe kind of created this tradition of why we celebrate Saint Valentine or Valentine's Day, and it can get a little dark. So if your kids are really young, maybe not so much. But if your kids are older and can handle it, there are different theories of who this man was that kind of created this Valentine's Day holiday that we celebrate. So the first one was martyred. The second one was imprisoned and wrote letters to someone he loved, and he signed them from your Valentine. That's where Valentine's thing kind of comes from. And then another theory is that there was a Roman festival where women were paired with men by some kind of like lottery system, and one of the popes forbid the festival and replaced it with Valentine's Day. So I thought it might be interesting to kind of study and kind of go down this little rabbit hole if you had older kids who can handle like the martyring and the imprisonment is kind of dark for younger ones. But I thought it might be interesting to do like a study and to show them how we can find information and how we can find answers to our questions. This is a great time to talk about credible sources and not believing everything you read. There's tons of information accessible to our fingertips now. So I think instead of teaching them to memorize everything, yes, having things memorized, knowing how to read and having like basic math facts memorized is a given. But as far as like memorizing all kinds of information, I don't think that's as important as showing them how to find the answers that they're looking for and where to find it. So we really love to show them how we answer our own questions and how we do problem solving. Of course, you want to consult the Bible whenever you can, but as far as searching for information, this would be a great kind of way to tie it all in as you're looking for information on Valentine's Day and these stories and kind of figuring out what you want to believe and choosing which story makes the most sense to you. If you've never heard of teachers.com, that is an amazing resource. It is just what it sounds like. Teachers who have created resources and they put them up for sale. It's kind of a similar experience to Etsy, only it's all files, and it's all like digital downloads. I usually just search for the free because there's a ton of free resources. You can pay for them, and you can also sell if you have some resources that you've created. So there's a nonfiction reading on the history of Valentine's Day with some comprehension questions, and there's even a cause and effect activity that is a Valentine's theme. So you can just go on teacherspayteachers.com and search Valentine's Day, and you can filter it by your grade, if you want to filter it by a subject, and then even free. And that will give you some ideas if you don't want to recreate the wheel. I always like to start with something and then tweak it. There's also tons of activities on Pinterest. I like to do the little bar graphs with the little hearts that are the candy hearts for Valentine's Day. You could use Valentine's candy and talk about fractions. There's lots of different ways to kind of bring the holiday and the theme into your homeschool day. I also would encourage you to start thinking about how you can have some kind of a card exchange if that's what interests your family. Maybe you could partner up with a co-op group that you meet with or homeschool group, or maybe you have some church friends. Maybe you could have a play date with all your neighbors and exchange Valentines and just have a little gathering. A lot of times people think that homeschoolers are very like isolated and not socializing as much as they should be, but that is definitely not the case in this household. We always try and find ways that we can reach out to other families and connect, whether it's a play date or whatever. So Valentine's Day is just another reason to get together with some other like-minded families. And if the kids want to exchange Valentines, that's fine. Or if you want to do a craft, I just encourage you to start thinking ahead. I know it's only the first week of February, but time goes fast. So let's be intentional and create some ideas and plans that we can put into place as Valentine's Day gets closer. I hope that gave you some fun ideas and some tips to try, and I will be talking about Black history for next week's video.